All right, future coding experts, welcome. Today, we're going to crack open a procedure you are going to see all the time in urology, percutaneous kidney stone removal. I know, it can seem kind of complex, but trust me, by the end of this, you'll have a clear roadmap to code it accurately, every single time.
Okay, let's just dive right in. The whole challenge of coding this thing, it's right here on this slide. You're going to read an operative report, and it's describing a single surgical session, but you've got to pick between two main codes. Making the right choice is absolutely critical, so let's break down exactly how you're going to do it. First things first, we've got to get our terms straight. When you see the word nephrolithotomy in a report, that means the surgeon went right into the kidney itself to get those stones out. Think of this as the first big keyword you're scanning for.
And the second term you'll see is pyelolithotomy. This is all about removing stones from the renal pelvis, that funnel-shaped part inside the kidney. Now, here's the crucial point for you as a coder. When these procedures are done percutaneously, which just means through the skin, they both fall under the same set of codes we're talking about today.
So once you've identified the procedure in that report, you've arrived at the single most important decision you're going to have to make. Does the surgeon's report describe a simple stone removal or a complex one? Your answer to that one question determines your code.
And this, right here, is your cheat sheet for making that choice. Over on the left, you've got CPT code 5080. That's for your simple procedures. Think stones that are 2 centimeters or smaller. But on the right, you've got 5081 for all the complex cases. Your job is to be a detective. You need to scan that surgeon's report for specific evidence. Are you seeing phrases like larger than 2 centimeters, branching or staghorn stones? Are there stones in multiple locations? Any mention of complicated anatomy? These are your direct clues, your smoking guns, to select that complex code, 5081.
Okay, let's move on and see how we build this claim out. Think of the stone removal itself, that 580 or 581, as the main course of a meal. But what about all the work it took just to get to the table, right? Well, some of those services are like appetizers. They're totally separate from the main procedure, and you need to bill for them separately.
And this slide shows you exactly what I mean. That initial access, the actual work of creating the pathway into the kidney, is not included in the main stone removal code. You have to report that access separately. Forgetting this step is one of the most common errors new coders make, so always ask yourself, did the surgeon document creating a new tract to get to that kidney?
So we have our main course and our separately billed appetizers. But what about the garnishes? The little things that come with the meal. These are services that are already included with the procedure. They are bundled right into the code, and you do not report them separately.
Here is a perfect example. If the surgeon places a stent or a catheter in an antegrade way, that just means from the kidney downwards, during the procedure, that service is considered part of the package for 50,080 and 50,081. But, and this is a big but, notice the key distinction here. If that stent is placed retrograde, from the bladder upwards, that's a totally different story and it is not included. Okay, we've covered the what. Now let's get into the how. These final rules and modifiers, this is the stuff that ensures your coding isn't just correct, but it's precise. This is the fine-tuning. Let's start with a really simple but super powerful rule. It doesn't matter if the surgeon removes one tiny little stone or 10 of them. You only report one unit of the procedure code. The rule is simple. One code per kidney per session. That's it. The code pays for the entire procedure on that one kidney, not for each individual stone they take out. Remembering this is going to be key to preventing any overcoding. Now, you might be wondering, what if the surgeon does this on both kidneys during the same operation? Well, that is when you bring in modifier 50. You would just report the single CPT code, let's say it's 500080, and then you'd add on modifier 50 to show it was a bilateral procedure. And here is a pro tip that's going to make you look like a seasoned veteran. What if the surgeon performs a simple removal on the left kidney, but a complex one on the right? In that case, you do not use modifier 50. Why? Because the simple and complex codes actually describe technically different procedures. So you report them on separate lines, 50080 with a modifier for one side and 50081 with a modifier for the other.
All right, let's put it all together into a final review. I want you to think of this as your mental checklist, something you can run through every single time you see a report for a nephrolithotomy.
Let's run through it. Step 1, identify the procedure. Is it a nephrolithotomy or pyelolithotomy? Easy. Step 2, assess the stone. Is it simple for 5080 or complex for 5081? Step 3, don't forget to bill for the access. Was a new tract created? Code for it. Step 4, check your inclusions. Was an antegrade stent placed? Remember, that's bundled in. And finally, step 5, add your modifiers. Was it on one side or was it bilateral? Is modifier 50 the right call? Follow this process and I promise you can code this with confidence every single time. So there you have it. You've got the framework now. You understand the logic behind these codes. The next step, well, it's all about application. This is your challenge. Take what you've learned today and practice finding those key words, size, location, staghorn, antegrade, in actual operative reports, because that is how you bridge the gap from just knowing the rules to truly mastering the art of code.